Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you some more CNSL 5. We are in the round of 16. This is Group C, and this is the second match, so it is going to be a best of one. Previously, we did see Yabsab take down Beast in a pretty good Zerg vs. Zerg, but no more Zerg vs. Zerg here. We have right now Bale here in the top right, just a solid, good pro Zerg. I wouldn't say he's quite ASL level. I don't expect him to qualify. If he did qualify, I'd be like a little bit surprised. It doesn't feel as much like he's on the up and up, but I might be missing something there. I haven't seen as many games. I have casted Bale a little bit, but yeah, we'll see how he ends up doing here. I think he is enough of a match that it should be a very good one here against none other than Mihui, the player I personally am very excited about in this tournament. Mihui is just a fantastic Terran player. He is China's #1 player and the best non-Korean player in the world. He won a couple BSLs in a row. But, like, more importantly, he's actually good enough to play with a lot of the Korean pros, which is just not something that we really have. He's on the friends list of most of the top pro gamers and does get a lot of those games. He's really strong and definitely plays his own style. We're going to see what he does here. I think his TVZ not as different as his other matchups, but I'll get more into that as we get deeper into the game. As it looks like it's going to be probably like a barracks expansion coming up versus a hatchery first. Nothing's going to happen for at least just a little bit here. So I do want to thank you guys once again for checking out ArtosisCasts. I did mention a few days ago, we have passed the 20,000 subscriber mark. Which is awesome. It's great to see. Thank you so much, everyone. Please do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. If you enjoy these casts, you know, about half of the people who watch are not subscribed. So it'd be great if you guys did that and you could check it out more easily. And thank you, of course, to everyone that has subscribed on the Patreon. That's patreon.com/Artosis. There is a link below. But yeah, that's very, very helpful. I've already funded a bunch of matches that we'll be having after the CNSL 5 is done, so it's like really never-ending, awesome Korean Pro Gamer games that we're going to be doing. So yeah, hope you guys are enjoying. Thank you very much for the support. Now, the drone comes down, gets the scout, sees that it does look like it's going to end up being a command center first. Or, I'm sorry, not a command center first. A command center. I don't know why my brain auto-completed. That was like your phone deciding that you meant to say duck. I'm like, what? That's totally not what I was meaning to say there. But anyways, he's got just a very standard build, and then we see the timing of this layer. It's just before 3 minutes, so very standard 2-hatch play. This will probably be with a Zergling speed follow-up in a third base, probably like up here. Most likely. We'll see where he ends up deciding to make that third hatchery. Or, you know, who knows? Maybe he just goes pure aggression and doesn't even make a third hatch. Over on MIHU'S side. eBay. Very, very fast eBay here. So, this is not the most common thing, but it's not strictly uncommon to see against 2 hatchery play. And I would say especially in cross spawns, it's going to be a little bit stronger as well. But what this is going to be from Mihui is a very fast +1 attack. Obviously, he's getting the quick academy here as well, as you see. And he should go up to 4 barracks. Now, there is the possibility of 5 barracks. But against 2 hatches, not as common. We'll see what Mihui wants to go for. And the third hatch will actually be in the main base. And MIHU'S SCV got to see that. So that's actually kind of big. That you get to spot exactly that it is going to be 3 hatch in main play. So this is going to mean slightly bigger economy, less likely that you're going to see things like speed Zerglings around. It's going to be more drone intensive, more economy intensive, and then better production a little bit later on. A little bit more of a defensive macro play here. Although it can turn into aggression, of course, because you do have those 3 hatches. And you don't need to worry about counterattacks because you don't have 3 bases. You only have the 1 entrance. So anyways, back at MIHU'S base, he has +1 coming. He has stim on the way, and it's just about time to start thinking about whether or not he wants a bunker and how many barracks we're going to see, right? A lot of times you'll see the Marines cut off just for a moment while the barracks get added. Of course, his scout was alive for so long, he pretty much knows it's Mutalisk. He can probably skip a scanner. This is becoming more and more popular at pro levels of play. where if you have enough information, you go 1 scanner. He goes 2. That's fine as well, of course. No problems there. But squeezing out every SCV becomes more and more important. Now, this is 3 barracks. I have seen a few games here and there where it's 3 barracks plus 1. Notably, I think Scan did it recently in a game that I casted. But it's very, very uncommon. Maybe it's something that is going to start trending, though. Because here's the thing about barracks amount, right? Against 3 hatches, a 3-hatch gas timing, which is like an after 3-minute gas, you have enough time to get 5 down easily and then get your missile turrets. Now, against 2 hatchery, it's a lot tighter, right? The mutalisks come a lot quicker, so it's more like, okay, a lot of times you'll see 4 and then turrets. Here with the 3, basically what you're saying is, I want the +1, but we're not going to force our way onto the map. It's going to be a very quick upgrade, which is fantastic, but a quicker factory and slightly less Marines. So there's nothing wrong with this build whatsoever, this 3 racks +1. It's just, you're not going to put as much pressure onto the map. Whereas if you went 4 racks, for instance, your main aim would be to get your Bioforce out here. Now, once range finishes, Mihu does have some possibilities of moving out a little bit. And by the way, 3rd base in the bottom right corner. So, yeah, the bottom right is not as common to take here. And in fact, he double scans. He scans both corners saying, screw it, let's figure out right now where you're at. In fact, those scans were so fast, he did them like basically at the same time. So I think technically it was probably this one first and then that one. Either way, he now knows where the base is, and in fact, he is walking out. He's going to get rid of that Overlord. That's a really nice play. Utilizes a scan to get rid of that, so that's a lot less vision now for Bale. Bale coming back in with the Mutas. Let's take a look at Bale's base, what's going on. It's just pure Mutalisk production at the moment. Queen's Nest and Hydralisk Den on the way, so very standard continuation. He's going to go into Lurkers. He's going to go into Hive to get the Nidus and the Defiler. A lot of Lings being made right now, by the way. Bale is getting ready to fight. He knows that Mihu is starting to play a little bit more aggressively. He's getting his Bioforce out here. Look at this 4th barracks coming, as well as that factory almost being done. We'll see if he goes tank vessel or it's going to be double starport. Not entirely sure of that yet. In fact, there's no gas taken yet, so it might actually even be Valkyrie. That's pretty common with Valkyrie to wait on that second gas a little bit longer. But with the speed of the Lurker, I think Valkyrie is not necessarily the strongest play here. All right, the Bioforce moving to the north. Now, this is getting a little bit dangerous. He is pretty far out with this Bio. And if you bring all of your army as Bale, it looks like he's actually going to bring it down and catch these Marines. That would be a huge catch because he doesn't know those are there. That might be why he sent these to that location. Oh, does he see it? Ooh, the Bio turns around. That little Marine medic force. He does not want to lose that. Mihu gets up here. There's nothing here. Oh my god. I think he might have just lost track of this, but with this many drones going down, huge advantage to Mihu right now. No question about that. Now, Bale can kill this army. And kill it he will. Obviously, you have to. Oh my god, Mihu split 2 Marines up here and gets even more drones. Are you kidding me? Really great small moves here from Mihu, but I have to say, it feels like Bale may have misstepped here slightly. Normally what you'll see is, well, he killed this Overlord, which is pretty big. But normally you'll see things like an Overlord here, maybe here, maybe here. This one's a little bit harder to get to, but you could if you really tried. But those will kind of tell you where your opponent's army is. But now Bale has lost workers down to 14. Like, that is so many workers gone. That is a huge amount of damage that Mihu has inflicted upon him. And it's just literally Bale lost track of where the army was. So, not necessarily the best scouting. This position, honestly, when you kill that many, and you have 2 vessels coming right now, there's no lurkers on the map, I would be surprised. Yeah, there's lurkers defensively, but not on the map is what I'm trying to say here, right? Like, there's no traps for him to walk into. But I would be surprised if Mihu doesn't win this game at this point. I think he's a high enough level that, like, after damage like that, it just should be yours. Like, that is not something that should be easy to recover from. Well, it just is not easy to recover from. We'll see what Bale's plan is going to be maybe he tries to just really grind it out. Excuse me. We have the Defiler Mound coming up. Obviously, he's going to need a Nidus as well. His defense is very sparse right now. Two lurkers here stacked. One lurker here, no stack. Of course, it's hard to tell if there's a stack there. So Mihu may just not try to attack or anything. And honestly, with the overall amount of units, I think he just... Like, if he does attack in, there's a possibility of a break, but there's also a possibility his army just gets wiped. Now, 5 Raxes are up and going. Couple starports pumping out those vessels. Irradiate almost done as he approaches that Irradiate milestone as far as energy goes. More drones popping out for Bale. He's trying to get back to where he was, but it is a long journey there. Couple Marines. These are just watching for a possible 4th base coming down. That's a very good clear from Bale. You definitely want to deny that information. And, of course, with 4 stacked lurkers, 2 of them get irradiated, but that is not something that you can attack into as Mihu. So Mihu, at this point, what the game should be looking like for him, notice he's taking a 3rd on location. Very good time. 11 minutes is about as quick as you can really ever take a 3rd in this matchup. But he's just going to roam now, right? Like, he's splitting Marines off to the different bases, but this is really about moving your army around. You're cleaning up Lings, Overlords, you're pushing everything back, and you're hitting Irradiates. That's basically what TVZ turns into if everything went fine for you like it has here for Mihu. Now, one thing to mention, he should kill these turrets. This Vulture, to get out, has to go around here through this mineral line, and either through here, which is almost 0%, or actually, that's the only way it can go. That's the only hole for it. So that's definitely not the best placement I've ever seen. Let's see if it can get through. Ah! Okay, it made it. Anyways, up here, obviously he can't break in yet. Just some irradiates going off, trying to shave off anything that he can. Looks like these MIHU'S actually going to attack onto this command center. That's really nice from Bale to try to slow that down a bit. Mihu pulling back with his army. Plague is on the way. Plague is going to be one of the main tools that are at the disposal of Bale to try to grind back into this game. The thing is, Terran can kind of eat some Plagues when they're ahead like this. We'll see how Mihu handles it. It's definitely something I've seen from him in the past, where he'll sit his whole army there and you'll Plague it, and he'll be like, that's fine. And he just keeps hitting his Irradiates. You do have to watch out, though. Like, for instance, this move that we're seeing here, this is highly dangerous, right? He's trying to not get plagued, but he might lose vessels because of this. So Irradiate goes down on that lurker, and he does turn around. The Scourge don't catch him or anything. So that's good. But when you're doing a move like that, if you start losing Scourge, it's an issue. Now, Mihu, somehow, without me seeing, I was looking in all the wrong places, has loaded up 4 dropships. One is actually empty, but the rest are full. I think that this could be game-ending. Let's see. Burrows those lurkers pretty well, honestly. Those are some great spines. And instantly gets out with Dark Swarms. Oh, that lurker was not under the swarm. A couple down here are, in fact. So despite the fact he gets off that drop without Mihu knowing any better, it looks... Or without without Bale knowing any better, I think Bale just holds this base without too much of a problem. Throws down, yeah, yet another Dark Storm. The Lings should be able to clean this up pretty easily. Looks like Mihu going to break the final lurker at the ramp. He is losing his medics, unfortunately. But I don't think there's quite enough Irradiates to break through here at the moment. Bale is actually, I mean, he's defending pretty darn well. I actually really like the fact that Mihu tried to break in. That's not a move that I personally would normally condone in a situation like this. It's like Bale is very focused on defending 3 bases, so it's less likely for it to work. But Mihu flew in from such an interesting angle. And yeah, you can see he actually did end up killing those turrets I was talking about. But really, the key to victory in this position should be continual irradiates. Right? You're just irradiating all their high gas units and kind of bleeding them dry. But Mihu going for that heavy aggression, that is going to keep Bale on his back foot a little bit more. His dropships all survived with full health, so that's kind of a big deal. Doesn't have to spend any time repairing. He can reload them up and try for another drop. We do have pretty good drop defense here right now. The vessel's going way, way, way ahead of the army, but they are getting some money irradiates as well. Another little group containing, making sure Bale can't take an additional base. And Bale is making a lot of macro hatcheries right now. So look, he's going to have 4 macro hatches. That's what you'd normally do on maps where the 4th base is very hard to take. Now, this is not a map where the 4th base is very hard to take, but it's very hard to take in this particular game because of the damage he took early on from those Marines getting through. So I really like the idea from Bale to play it like one of those other maps and say, you know what, screw it. We're going to get a huge army and take that additional base, and then we'll see how it goes. Okay, now Bale catching this. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Gets... Oh, the Scourge actually don't connect well at all. Okay, finally ends up getting a couple of them. But there are more than enough units here, I think. Looks like maybe a few drones do go down. The fire bats did their work, but overall the drop not nearly as successful as I think he was hoping for. Still well ahead, though. Right? Look at the supply. Right now, he's up a good 22 workers. He's up a lot of supply as well. But Bale is not done. He is going to continue to fight. No science facility or anything, so it is just going to be drop ships and science vessels. And right now he knows because of this little push down that Bale is really thinking about getting this additional base. So it's time for Mihui to deny this. If he can just continually deny the 4th, that is one of the easiest ways. Well, not that it's easy, but it's like, it's one of the most straightforward ways, I guess is the right way to put it, to kill a Zerg player. Is you just don't let them get that 4th gas up. Now he does start irradiating everything. A nice little link counterattack from Bale. Kills off this making 4th command center. So Mihui trying very hard to get his production going a little bit more. More vultures on the way. Very cool that he went into 2 factory vulture here. That is a little bit old school. You don't really see that as much. But definitely it can be really strong. Ooh, huge plagues, huge scourge as well. He denies the base once again. But pretty good moves from Bale overall, I would say. Looks like he cleans up these lings over in that 4th base location. +2 armor on the way for Mihui, but we haven't seen +3 attacks started yet. Looks like it's going to be... Oh, man. This placement looks to be terrible. I actually wasn't aware of this. I've never made the physics lab here, but it turns out if you block this completely, that your gas mining goes to hell. So that's annoying. I think once he starts the first 2 battlecruisers, you should probably lift this off and just send it elsewhere. But very cool to see Mihui like mix in a lot of vultures here. You can see he's sending vultures up. The vultures don't have a lot of value. He is getting +1 vehicle weapons because you really need that to make sure that you're 2-shotting Zerglings with them. Otherwise, their attacks are useless. It's like they're only there for mines at that point. Additional command center going up for Mihui. Additional command center for Mihui. He's just trying to keep a light contain here so he can expand to these bases. And then a heavy contain here so he has the threat of killing the 4th. Some very solid tactics here from Mihui. Bale knows what he's up against, though. 192 supply. Mihui maxing out here. Look at those lings, man. Lings killing mines as they pop up. The lings just attack them and kill them. It's so funny. But look, as the Defiler comes out, Mihui has to back up. He doesn't want to eat big plagues on his army. Dude, it is actually really funny to watch mines pop up and melee units kill them. Like, it happens with DTs and it happens with lings sometimes as well. Okay, just running through those small minefields. He's trying to drag anything out of the way so he can actually do a little Defiler push. There's a good amount of vessels, though. 5 vessels, 6 vessels that we see. Mihui just flying up and irradiating what he can. The few mutas going up here for some revenge. It is 2-2 Marines against +1 mutas, but the 3 mutas should still be able to win. Maybe if a medic was there, it could turn different. All right, looking over at Mihu's base. He's basically out of minerals there, So he has this base and now this one mining. Nothing up here yet. So a good little Mutalisk run-in. So still 2 mining bases. Like, that is enough for Terran. He did not get his 3-3 going. But he is adding in 2 factory siege tanks at this point. Like, he already has started the +1 attack. Obviously, that works very well in siege tanks as well. That's really interesting, though, to see him add in siege tanks. Honestly, like, this is not against Lurker Hydra Defiler, it's very good. Against just straight up Darkstorm like this, it's not normally seen as all that good. Now, look at this. This is a perfect timing attack to come in here. There's like almost nothing here, and his fire bat cleans up everything. He runs by. He's going to go ahead and target this hatchery down. I love the multiple Darkstorms, by the way. It makes everything underneath basically invisible. But up comes a Lurker. He's going to want to burrow under that Darkstorm, but the hatchery is going to go down. So while this army becomes killable, no fourth base for Bale, whereas Mihui is taking the entire map right now. Dude, with 99 supply, I think Bale is just about dead. He doesn't really have much left going on. He didn't even clean this up as well as I think he had hoped. But yeah, he's going to be running dry on his minerals now. Mihui continues to remain maxed. And it really looks to me like Mihu's going to be going to that winner's match. GG.